I noticed that, and part of the reason for that is not any more special than any of them, but because I have a special problem that I can't sit still at one place for long. Right? Too much caffeine or something. I'm serious, I'm not joking, this is for real. So the nice people there were nice enough to give me a mic. Second thing is I was supposed to have a PowerPoint presentation, not with notes or anything, but just with pictures to show you what we're about, pictures of our team, our office, how we got along, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be working, right, Joanne? Okay. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to tell you about the story of nuffnang, or what is it that I do. Now, just to give you a bit of an introduction, nuffnang today exists as a blog advertising network. That means we actually have websites in Malaysia and Singapore where we get bloggers from all over to come and sign up with us. When they sign up with us, we give them a JavaScript code that they each take place in their blogs. With this code, we open up advertising spaces and sell them to all our clients, which are people like Maxis, Hugo, DG or Nokia, people like that. Now, just to give you a bit of introduction on how is it we first started off with nuffnang, I was never born knowing that I was going to be an entrepreneur, to be honest. I actually grew up thinking that I was going to be in finance and investment banking, simply because my whole family is all in finance. I actually even went at university, I studied at UCL in London. I studied economics there. And even when I came back home during my summer holidays, I did internships at investment banks like JP Morgan or Deutsche Bank. Now, it was only in my second year or my second internship that I just started to get involved in the IT realm. And that's when with a few friends, we started a non-profit website called tuitionhamster.com. I don't know if many of you might hear about it, right? But we started that just for fun, all right? We're a capital of 1,007 from the four of us. Now, that site, looking back, actually looks like a 9-year-old homepage, to be honest with you. But it seemed to have served its function really well. I mean, a lot of teachers came to sign up with us, and students could just come online, run a search, and find the teacher that they want. Now, when actually trying to drive traffic to the website at the beginning, we did all sorts of things to try to advertise the site. That means I would actually go about, giving out flyers in the hot sun to people, and seriously, giving out flyers is the most difficult thing you will ever have to do in your life. So if you're ever walking in one dhamma or something and somebody gives you a flyer, please just take it. Even if you're going to throw it away next, please just take it. Seriously. Okay? Now, we tried all these methods, but soon enough, we actually realized that it didn't seem to work very well. And we realized that, look, if you're an online website and looking to drive traffic, the only best solution is to advertise online, right? So we actually started looking online and we did some research. And we found that short of advertising on Google, right, we can't afford to advertise on the Star or Friendster or MSN or things like that because we didn't have the money to. It's just too expensive. And I imagine that a lot of other SMEs out there were in the same situation as we were. So I actually stumbled upon blogs. I never knew anything about blogs before then. Right? I started learning that some of my friends read blogs, and I actually approached some of these bloggers and emailed them and said, hey, we're doing this tuition matching website, non-profit one, could you please write about us or link us, things like that. And it worked. The bloggers were very nice to us, they responded, they wrote about us, and our traffic and our sign-ups actually increased like quite a lot, a lot more than any of our other flyer efforts or anything. So after that, about that point when I realized the potential in blogs, right, I also started blogging myself. And that's when I actually got involved in the blogging community. I got to know a lot of bloggers. I felt quite involved and quite at home with the community of bloggers I was in. And there I was looking at this advertising medium, blogs, right, that many companies weren't able to approach. I asked myself why. Reason, of course, is because if you're an advertiser, you wouldn't know where to go or where to start. You probably know how to go to the famous blogs like Kenisia or Chandelier or people like that, but you won't know how to. You won't even know how many blogs are out there, and it will be very tedious for you to go to one by one of each of these blogs, right? So I promised myself that, look, by the time I graduate, if nobody had done this yet, I would come home and I'll do it. So by the time I graduated, yes, fair enough, nobody still did it, so I came home and I started what we called nuffnang with a partner, a Singaporean partner of mine named Ming, right? Now, just a bit of background on Ming. Ming is actually, I met Ming in London. He was studying in the London School of Economics. And back then, he had already started, as a student, right? He had already started a gadget shop called online gadget shop, where they will sell things that you really don't need, but you buy on impulse. Right? Seriously, like mood clocks. Why would you need a clock that changes color, to pink or blue or anything? Just impulse buys. And he was doing really well with it. I mean, it's not a small little 9-year-old thing like the Tuition Hamster website that I was doing. He was doing an actual profitable business that was making a lot of money. So we got along and we decided, okay, we'll come home and we'll start this together. And we decided to call it nuffnang. Why nuffnang? Well, because nuffnang means really good in Javagan. Javagan is an inner London slang. If you know, like people like Ali G, when they speak, they go like in it, in it nang or things like that. So the main reason why we chose it is because blogging, a slang is an unconventional way of expressing oneself, correct? It's not a language, it's a slang. Similarly, we felt blogging is also an unconventional way of expressing oneself. So, nuffnang would be appropriate for that, okay? Now, when we first started off, we started off as a small 4-man team in Penang, right? And very frankly, we are very, very new. I mean, we only launched on the 27th of February last year, which was, 11 months ago, not even a year ago. But things have been going really fast for us, so much at breakneck speed. To the extent that, we started as a 4-man team in Penang, then we expanded offices in KL and even in Singapore. To date, we have over, I'm not sure of Singapore's latest figures, right? But for Malaysia alone, we have over 10,000 bloggers signed up with us, which includes all the top bloggers. And our portfolio of advertisers, it ranges everyone from, airlines like AirAsia, for example, to multinational brands, Nike, Nokia, LG, Honda, or Unilever, Nestle, and the list goes on. So, now, of course, it wasn't easy for us because having first come out in the advertising, having first graduated and started something like nuffnang, we didn't know anyone in the advertising industry, not a single soul. And many people actually looked down on us saying that, you guys can't make it. First of all, you're so young, you don't have any contacts, you don't know anyone, right? How can you expect to make it big? Well, we didn't let it put us down. What we did is that we would actually, when it comes to advertisers, we would actually buy a lot of magazines, right? Lifestyle magazines that I don't normally read. We would go through all the pages and write down every advertiser of every ad we see in the magazine. Then we will compile in a spreadsheet the phone number of each person and we will cold call, right? We will cold call and say, hi, we call random numbers, right? And just ask for marketing people, and beg for a meeting. Eventually, we do get meetings, and and we've been quite lucky. To be frank, we've been quite lucky, and it shows in our portfolio of advertisers. Very frankly, if you ask me, in looking back in a lot of things that I have, we at nuffnang has achieved, right? It's mostly to do with, as my hammer? Okay, it's mostly to do with luck for us, because I felt that a lot of the clients that, like for example, one of the clients sitting right here. His name is Jia Wei, right? Is, if anything, like a mentor to us. Can you imagine that people who actually will give you money, they're paying you money to get a job done, and they also take the time to teach you how to get this job done, and why you should do it like that. So it's being lucky in the sense that we meet the right people at the right time, even in terms of bloggers, for example, all the top bloggers. Why did they believe in us? So, okay, I think my time is up, right? Okay, I think my time is up. So thanks for listening, everyone. I'm sorry that I can't show you the slides I prepared, and I think, unfortunately, they may be a bit too big or something because all the pictures I put in. But, if you want to see it later, then come and see me. Okay.